Welcome to this lecture on aquatic biology. Today, we are going to dive into a fascinating topic, ornamental and sport fishes. Whether you are mesmerized by the flashing neon colors of tiny fish in a glass aquarium, or you feel the adrenaline rush of battling a massive, leaping marlin on the open ocean, fishes play a unique role in human culture. In this session, we will explore what makes these two categories of fish so special, why they matter to our global economy, and the fundamental mathematics biologists use to keep them healthy and thriving in managed environments. Let us begin by contrasting two very different aquatic experiences. Imagine walking through a vibrant public aquarium, watching tiny, colorful fish dart gracefully through the water. Now, contrast that peaceful image with an angler on a boat, fighting to reel in a powerful, aggressive fish. These scenarios capture the essence of our topic. Think of ornamental fishes as the supermodels of the aquatic world. They are carefully bred and kept for their breathtaking beauty and the calming presence they bring to our homes. On the other hand, sport fishes are the gladiators of the water, highly valued for their raw strength, agility, and the thrilling challenge they provide to recreational fishers. Now that we have a general picture, let us formally define what makes a fish ornamental. Ornamental fishes are aquatic species kept primarily in aquariums or garden pools for their aesthetic appeal, rather than for food or ecological management. Breeders specifically select these fishes for their striking colors, unique body shapes, and fascinating behaviors. Because they are often exotic or highly specialized, ornamental fishes require highly controlled artificial environments to thrive. You have likely seen popular freshwater examples of these beautiful creatures, such as the elegant koi in outdoor ponds, or vibrant guppies and discus in indoor glass tanks. Moving from the glass tank to the great outdoors, let us look at sport fishes. Conversely, sport fishes, which are often referred to as game fishes, are species targeted by anglers strictly for recreational purposes. What makes a fish a good sport fish? It comes down to specific physiological traits. These fishes possess high burst swimming speeds and aggressive predatory instincts, which make them incredibly challenging and exciting to catch. Unlike ornamental species that need artificial tanks, sport fishes are usually managed in natural or semi-natural habitats, such as sprawling lakes, rushing rivers, and expansive coastal waters. You might be wondering why we dedicate an entire section of aquatic biology to these specific types of fish. The reality is that both ornamental and sport fishes drive massive global industries that significantly impact local and international economies. The ornamental fish trade is a multi-billion-dollar industry that supports the livelihoods of many people in developing nations, where exotic species are sustainably harvested or bred. Meanwhile, sport fishing generates enormous revenue through tourism, equipment sales, and licensing fees. Crucially, this revenue is often reinvested to fund vital aquatic conservation efforts, teaching us critical lessons about water quality and population dynamics. Understanding their economic value is important, but managing these fishes presents a significant biological challenge. Whether you are setting up a beautiful glass aquarium in your living room or managing a large recreational pond for sport fishing, you face the exact same issue. You cannot simply put an unlimited number of fish into a body of water. Why? Because every single fish consumes dissolved oxygen and produces toxic waste. If you add too many fish, the water quality will rapidly degrade. This overcrowding leads to severe stress, rampant disease, and eventually the complete biological collapse of the entire aquatic ecosystem. To prevent the kind of ecosystem collapse we just discussed, aquatic biologists rely on a fundamental mathematical concept known as stocking density, or carrying capacity. Carrying capacity is the absolute maximum number of individual fish that a specific volume of water can safely support without compromising their health or the environment. This concept is crucial because it balances the total living mass of the fish with the available space and oxygen. It also takes into account the specific filtration system of an aquarium or the natural wind aeration of an outdoor pond, ensuring the environment can handle the biological load. This brings us to the mathematical formula that biologists use to calculate carrying capacity. The formula is N equals V times B max divided by W. Let us break down what each symbol means. N represents the maximum number of individual fish the water can safely support. V stands for the total volume of the water body, measured in liters. B max is the maximum safe biomass density, meaning the maximum mass of fish per liter of water that the filtration or aeration system can handle. Finally, W represents the average weight of a single fish in grams. Notice the relationships here. If the water volume increases, you can keep more fish. But if the average weight of the fish increases, the total number you can keep will decrease, because larger fish require more resources. Now that we have our formula, let us apply it to a real-world scenario involving ornamental fishes. Imagine you purchased a freshwater aquarium with a total volume of 200 liters. Your filtration system supports a maximum safe biomass density of 2 grams per liter. You want to stock fancy guppies, which average 4 grams each. We start by substituting our known values into the formula. We multiply the 200-liter volume by the 2 grams per liter density limit. This gives us 400 grams, which is the absolute maximum total weight of all fish combined that the filter can handle. Finally, we divide this 400-gram total mass by the 4-gram weight of a single guppy. The result is 100. This means you can safely stock exactly 100 guppies, ensuring they have enough oxygen and clean water to thrive. Let us scale things up and look at a scenario involving sport fishes in an outdoor environment. Suppose you manage a recreational fishing pond with a massive volume of 50,000 liters. Because it has natural wind aeration, its maximum safe biomass density is higher at 5 grams per liter. You plan to stock rainbow trout, weighing 500 grams each. Again, we substitute our values into the formula. We multiply the 50,000 liters by the 5 grams per liter limit, calculating a total allowable fish biomass of 250,000 grams, or 250 kilograms. We then divide this massive total by the 500-gram weight of a single trout. The math tells us the pond can sustain exactly 500 rainbow trout. Exceeding this number would lead to stunted growth and severe oxygen depletion, ruining the recreational experience. Having calculated the carrying capacity for both scenarios, let us look at this diagram, which visually summarizes what we have learned. On the left, you see the ornamental setup, a highly controlled, low-volume glass aquarium filled with small, colorful fish. On the right is the sport setup, a high-volume, natural outdoor pond with a large leaping trout. Right in the center, bridging these two very different worlds, is our carrying capacity formula. This diagram teaches us a profound lesson. Regardless of the scale, the environment, or the type of fish, the fundamental biological laws remain exactly the same. The math that keeps a tiny guppy alive in your living room is the exact same math that sustains a massive trout in a sprawling lake. We have covered a lot of ground today, so let us review our key takeaways. First, we learned that while ornamental fishes are valued for their aesthetic beauty in controlled tanks, sport fishes are prized for the recreational thrill they provide in natural habitats. Second, we saw that both of these categories drive massive global industries that fund vital conservation efforts. Finally, and most importantly, we learned that all aquatic environments are bound by the same biological limits. By using the carrying capacity formula, biologists and hobbyists alike can prevent overcrowding, maintain water quality, and ensure that these magnificent aquatic creatures live long, healthy lives. Thank you for joining this lecture on aquatic biology.